Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Disney Hits podcast. I'm your host, your ghost host. Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turning back now.
Leave no dead space.
Whatever. My name's Dozer. His name's Bruce. We're not dead. We're just here to bring you all the news from around the world. Disney World. Yes, Van, until you bring your podcast back, I'm stealing it, and it's not gimmick infringement. Deal with it. So, we're here today. We didn't read any Disney news this week because there's been no good news. There's been fans boo-hooing that the annual pass is gone still, boo-hooing that this isn't enough. There's just been no real good news. So, we're going to make our own good news this week, and we're going to make some attractions for y'all. We're going to do some a little bit armchair Imagineering, if that gets you in the mood. Because if there's one thing every Disney fan thinks, they think they can do it better than the Imagineers, and I know I certainly can. So, I think we're just going to start off with Bruce over here, and he's going to talk to us about something he has in the pipeline.
I do. I have an egg in the pipeline. Disclaimer, just in case they happen to watch. I do not believe I can do it better than my friend who happens to be an Imagineer. So if they are watching, no, I cannot do it better than you. You rock.
Yes, because Imagineering takes math skills, and I have seen Bruce's.
And it also takes artistic skills.
You have
she's
some of
also,
that.
let's see, not where it counts like that. Anyway. Okay, I have an idea here. It just was ruminating. I was thinking attractions. You're looking for something hot. You look for something to invite people in, but you're also you don't want to do something too niche and IP heavy. You also don't want to do something too original. Or do you really want to spend $30, $40+ million in something that you're not quite sure is going to be a hit?
Alien Encounter.
Exactly. So we did like an encounter. Rest in peace, Skippy. So for my attraction, we're going to take a trip. We're going to take a trip to Oregon. That's right. Gravity Falls, Oregon.
I thought we were getting on the Oregon Trail, so this is already better than I expected.
No dysentery here, my friend. No, we're going to go to Gravity Falls. A couple of spots I had to place this attraction, but actually one place I had for it potentially would be Epcot, only because my idea really involves the Time Investigation Bureau.
Ooh.
Here, follow me if you will. The plot line of the attraction will take place after the series had ended. So that's where I'm thinking it's not a super popular, it was a popular property. It's not still a super relevant property, but it's not totally dead in the water. It's still on Disney XD and everything, and Disney Plus, you can still watch it.
X gonna give it to you.
What?
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Thank you. So you can use it with that, and also it's accessible enough that's why I'm placing my idea after the series has ended. Now, part of that includes, talent borrows, genius steals. I'm going to steal something here from Frozen 2. Just going to steal it. And in the attraction, which I of ideas, my favorite one I had come up with was called Gravity Falls Time Twist. Having infinity symbol time all spelled all sorts of ways. Basically, the key would be telling you everything. Time Investigation Bureau has called everybody in because something's going on. Anomalies in Gravity Falls are common, but they're ramped up like crazy. One big thing, it's acting like Dipper and Mabel never went to the town and never existed. And as you're going through the queue, through the Time Investigation Bureau, before you actually land in Gravity Falls, the whole thing they're explaining, you got all your favorite characters, Wendy, Seuss, Grunkle Stan, Uncle Ford, Grunkle Ford, whatever you want to say. They're all going to be explaining what's going on. Why did you call us here? Blendin Blandin, will be explaining that something's going on. It all has to do with Dipper and Mabel. And they think it's Gideon. And Gideon's now good. So that it can't, I'm telling you, it's not me. And then you find out that past Gideon, Bill, and creating an original villain just for the attraction, have gone back in time and said, what do we need to do for all of our plans to exist? I want to own the Mystery Shack. Bill wants to take over. They went back in time and kidnapped Dipper and Mabel. So now we got to go and fix everything. And that includes, in that cue, how they get the story across. Well, I haven't seen Gravity Falls. How will I know? They all look at Seuss, and Seuss quickly explains the entirety of the series in about a minute and a half, if that.
Cool, because I need that, because I have watched exactly this much Gravity Falls.
He'll just basically, okay, and then, Dipper and Mabel arrive in the town, weird things going on, but evil triangle guy, this guy with the hair doesn't like everybody, there you go, continue.
I dig it. I think that'd be fun to ride. I think it'd be a cool little thing. Where would it go in Epcot? You said in Epcot, but where?
Okay, now, I know some people are not going to like this, what I'm about to say. Well, there's all sorts of parks you could put it in. Wonders of Life Pavilion. I know Food and Wine and Flower Garden. I'm aware you use it there. It's just sitting there. The Wonders of Life Pavilion just sitting there begging, do something with me, please. I would put it in Wonders of Life because it fits into the futuristic. That's, again, while you're entering through the Time Investigation Bureau, you're entering through there, and that fits in with the futuristic look, and then it brings it in with everything that's going on. Hey, you go for... I know it's next to Guardians now. I was going to say, I know it's not the energy adventure. Now, attraction style. I'm thinking a little... I know people are going to like it when I say this. I'm thinking Spider-Man / Transformers meets Gringotts.
So fun. Got it.
Fun. It's going to be fast-moving through scenes, through screens. Very fun. Up, down, left, right. Keep them guessing. Keep the scenes moving. You enter, load and unload, which will be in the basement of the Mystery Shack. You enter, so you get to walk through a lot of queue through the room, going down to the basement of the Mystery Shack. Okay, guys, you got to go find them. You go through the attraction. You find Dipper and Mabel early. You trace around. There's Gideon, there's Bill, going forward through scenes. You can major scenes. You can make up new scenes. Anything. You can do whatever you want. And again, because it doesn't have to tie into the show necessarily, you can do things. Obviously, you need Hirsch involved, and I'm sure he would come up with all sorts of great stuff. And it ends, they would trap, evil Gideon and Bill, a new guy, in the weird dimension, and they end up back. And one little, also why I said Epcot, because you could also have one little homage or maybe a crossover at the Imagination Pavilion. And that's it, guys. We're done. Everything's back to normal. Gigantic Seuss looks in. Hey, dogs, I found this ray that like me all big and stuff. So I'm going to go over that way now. Uh-oh. Seuss!
I like that. I like that a lot. Now, the attraction, and I've pitched this attraction to you before, and I'm going to pitch it again, even though it is no longer relevant to exist, because they have since replaced Ellen's Energy Adventure Pavilion, but it should exist. And this might, it ain't Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy. When I developed it, I was developing it with the explicit design of reusing what is there with the Energy Pavilion. So you walk up, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll get it if you know. Because this involves Disney getting an IP that they currently do not have. Which
they would get it.
Is shocking enough because Disney owns every IP known to man and some known to monkeys except Shrek. And you walk up, and you just see that big mirrored front just reflecting and looking like there's not a building there. There's just everything reflecting back. And right where the doors used to be, there is a big blue box.
What kind of big blue box?
It kind of looks like one of those old British police boxes. And there's just something beckoning you to go inside. You enter through the door. You don't know how your party of 47 Brazilians is going to fit through this store. But you all fit in. And in the center, you walk into the center of that big room there, and there's a big round console. And there is somebody running around that console like they have lost their mind. This is going to be a cast member, and it's going to be the Doctor's companion. Yes, I'm talking about Doctor Who. If you haven't figured that out, catch up to me, get on my level. They're running around, and they're telling you, the Doctor is lost, we have to find him. The TARDIS has implemented emergency protocol, F-142. And they're running around, they're doing the whole pre-show. Then the screens above come to life, and luckily they have improved since Ellen's Energy Adventure, and they're now big LED boards. They look much better. And the Doctor's up there. He's telling you about the Easter eggs. He's telling you not to blink, hitting all the good references, giving you a brief thing of why you're able to enter that little telephone booth and big room, bigger on the inside. You know how it goes. And then he instructs you to go to these special escape vehicles. And the big doors open. You walk into the big, slow-moving, boring vehicles. But now when you're going through the dioramas, they're a lot faster. They're a lot more dynamic. There's things coming at you. And behind the dioramas, there's the big, infamous 3D screens. I don't know if we're going to do that 2.5D like Mickey's Runaway Mine, or I'm going to make you put on stupid glasses. They're safety goggles, right? They're safety goggles to make sure you don't get too sick from your first time jumps. And you go through them, and I don't know the storyline. I'm sure you could get Russell Davis on the phone, and he could come up with something way better than I could come up with. But there's a storyline. You're rescuing the doctor. You're going back through time, and then boom, you're back in Epcot. I don't know if I sold anybody on it, but that's what I wanted.
I dig it. I'm in. I love it. I loved it back then. I love it today. I'm in.
But again, it's completely irrelevant. It's not even a Disney property.
Well, but it is a British show. It's almost like in World Showplace, World Showcase, something different. Just needing a nice new attraction. Yeah, Mary Poppins, whatever. Yeah, Mary Poppins and Blue. Would be...
No one wants Mary Poppins.
Nobody needs Mary Poppins. But in England, Doctor Who, popular, British, here we go.
If you walk into the British shops, they sell approximately 3 items. Doctor Who shit, the Beatles shit, and...
Manchester United.
Soccer stuff.
You're welcome. I got your back.
Yeah.
I got you.
And we have our good friend and official travel agent of the Diz Idiots, Brian, chiming in with Money Talks. And yes, Money Talks. And the current CEO has a nickname around here that we're not going to tell you, but none of our ideas will be happening anytime soon.
Heck no! As good as any idea we could come up with would be, which I did have I had one people have been clamoring for in a way.
Let's hear it. Let's get it on.
Okay. Now, a lot of people have been, this is, as we know, Disney's 4 parks, 1 world. There's always room to expand, and they got room to expand. I am not talking a new gate here where you're not about to discuss that. That is a different topic for another day. But rumors of a 5th gate had always been there, and rumors of the 5th gate had a specific theme. Mine going off of that theme, also, again, talent borrows, genius steals. So thank you very much, Epic Universe, for your Universal Monsters area, because I'm about to steal that. Ooh. So my theme is the Villainous Village. And in the Villainous Village, which is obviously, it's going to be, that's a hangout for all the Disney villains. Kind of think, somebody mentioned Shrek before, kind of think the bar from Shrek, something like that, where all of the ruffians go to hang out. You have a little section of any park, and that's the Villainous Village. The villains are all hanging out here.
The Snuggly Duckling, or is it?
So everyone's hanging out there. And you can have some little attractions, couple flat rides or what have you, but the big attraction, again, other different ideas I had, but the best name I had for it was Dungeon Panic. The villains, you enter into a dungeon of a castle. The villains have taken over. They've captured all of your favorite characters, and they've imprisoned them all, except for one, because Jiminy's this big, you can squeeze out anything.
Jiminy, really?
Yeah.
Jiminy?
Why not?
Okay.
It worked for Kingdom Hearts, okay? Yeah, I went there. So basically, Jiminy comes out, everybody needs your help, And from there, you can have a nice interactive attraction of you going around having to vanquish. And also, again, now something here, I'm taking this back a little bit. We're going back to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I'm stealing a little of that. Multiple tracks, not just ride-throughs. I'm not talking ride programs. I'm not talking just screens. Multiple tracks for multiple ride-throughs. You don't know and they can constantly change villains as they please. I'm really thinking that could be something special. Multiple ride-throughs, depending. You don't know who you're going to get to save and who you're going to have to see and what kind of area you're going to have to go through.
And where does it? It's Villainous Village. We get that, but where is it going? What park?
See, I'm always thinking to expand the Magic Kingdom. I know there's not a ton of room to do it.
Yeah, you know, that train and that berm just create issues. And, you know, the resort's right there and the employee area.
Well, you know, I also was kind of thinking maybe getting rid of Tops or the treehouse.
There's not enough space at the treehouse.
I know there's not space at the treehouse. I just want the treehouse gone. There, I said it.
Okay. But we're going to take your idea, and we're going to sprinkle in some other Disney franchises to make this work. So you wanted a Tom Sawyer Island? What franchise is there an island housing all the villains? Yes, my friends, I forgot the name of the show. Descendants.
Oh, see, I thought for a second you were going Arkham. Oh, wait, wrong franchise.
No, Brian, It's a Small World does not have enough space.
No, but I have a great idea to make It's a Small World 10 times more rideable.
A 20-story drop.
No, it includes BB guns.
I like it. But, so Descendants, all the villains live on an island. They've all been cast away to this island. So you have the story being somebody's been captured onto that island and you have to go rescue them with all the villains coming to get you.
I like it. I'm not familiar with Descendants.
You should watch it. It's absolutely mediocre, but...
That, ladies and gentlemen, right there, now that's a way to get somebody to watch something.
You know, it's High School Musical with more mainstream Disney characters. It's not the best. But the theory crafting you can do from there, seeing the children of all these heroes and villains, is much, much better than anything a lot of fan fiction has created.
I don't disagree. I kind of like, I see where you're going. I can get behind that.
Besides, it creates a world where Maleficent and Hades hooked up.
Really?
Yes. The main character is the daughter of Maleficent and Hades.
I have questions. I have questions. None of which are appropriate for this broadcast. But boy, howdy do I have questions. I like it. I love this idea. That's why we Armchair Imagineering groups. I love it. Let's make it happen. I am here for it.
So, you know, we've talked about some new attractions we'd like. But, you know, another big facet, and it's becoming more and more popular as of late, and that's doing an overlay on an existing attraction, be it a slight upgrade, be it a new movie tie-in, be it a holiday theme, you know, the Jingle Jungle Cruise or Santa's Slamboree. I made that one up. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to start this one off, and I would love to see some seasonal overlays, constant seasonal overlays at MILF. And if you don't know what that is Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Get your mind out of the gutter.
They've actually started doing, I believe, Halloween and maybe Christmas has one.
Yes, but I want every minor holiday to have an overlay. You're there on President's Day. There is a specific President's Day set that you only see on President's Day. Why? Because you can. It's a highly interactive attraction. They can easily change out programs like this.
Yes, and spieling, you can have the live aspect of it.
Yeah, it perfectly fits to have all these random little things in there. And another thing I would love to do, I would love to put small, non-constant Easter eggs on the People Mover. Scenes that only light up for every 10th train.
Yes, I like that idea.
A little bonus, if you will.
See, going off that, again, for holiday overlays, I think they should use, I've been thinking for a while now, Prep and Landing, one of my mom's favorite holiday things we watch a lot of. There's only been 2 of them, they're 30 minutes each. But I think Prep and Landing is something underutilized by Disney. I think if they did it properly and what better place for Prepper Landing? 2 places you could easily put that for a holiday overlay. Then obviously I think the main one and the best option for it would be Space Mountain.
Woo!
Because you could easily put it in a track of people talking over, and easily put in something about saving Christmas, riding a rocket next to Santa's sleigh.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And it's amazing how much little tweaks to Space Mountain just make that thing pop. The Halloween overlay where they just make it darker.
Oh, just don't turn any of the lights on. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, it's so good.
Insane. I love it.
So
it's
good.
The best version of it. But yeah, no, that's a great one.
And while we're talking of overlays, not a holiday one, I actually had an overlay for the Magic Kingdom. There's a certain attraction there that needs some love. There's a certain attraction there that just needs a real redoing. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this idea. I'm aware of that. I'm prepared for it.
Why are the Country Bears taking over the Magic Kingdom?
Shush. It's actually doesn't have to do with Country Bears, though. I would like them to bring those overlays back. That's a different story altogether. We're staying in Tomorrowland right now for some reason. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. I love the attraction. I love everything about it. It's getting a little old, and once they open Midway Mania, I think the guns and everything are due for a real overhaul. I actually think to salvage somebody else. It wasn't good. They just overhauled. Overhauled a little bit of Alien Encounter to bring that back for a second. I think you overhaul Buzz and make it into a Stitch attraction. And when I say that, Stitch, as there was a TV show, just like Buzz was a TV show, you could also bring, I know, just to keep Stitch around for a little bit, that all the experiments are on the loose. And it's up to you to try to capture them. Got to catch them all.
Okay. See, when Buzz Lightyear's time has come, it's come. Everything needs to be scrapped. That ride has been overhauled so many times. There's only so many times you could put a Band-Aid on fixing it. It's the same core attraction as Delta Dream Flight still. In fact, it still has some of the same effects. It's time.
I think you need to gut the thing and restart it. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. It's time for it to go. As much as I hate to see a good classic Omni mover go, it's time. Because as you said that, I was about to ask if there are any attractions where we don't have a replacement for that just need to get gone.
Stitch. Even though Stitch is gone
now. Buzz Lightyear was near the top of my list.
100%. I actually have another one. I know, again, this is not going to be a popular thing. Peter Pan. I'm sorry. I get it, but it's time. It is very much time for Peter Pan to meet its maker.
And both of these attractions probably suffer the same fate of why they're still around. Okay, Peter Pan gets the pass because it's also classic Disney. But I'm not sure their show buildings are enough to do anything with other than them. They're tiny.
They are.
They're minuscule.
Well, part of the problem with Buzz Lightyear, at least, is not just there is something you could do with it. It's going to require cutting out laugh floor. Only because, hear me out, whatever you do to Buzz Lightyear, you're going to have to shut down laugh floor because they're so close together. I just don't see construction happening on Buzz Lightyear realistically unless it's happening all at night when laugh floor is not going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But they've worked around that stuff before because wasn't laugh floor... Well, not laugh floor, but, well, who knows if Timekeeper was running when they were building Buzz Lightyear. The Timekeeper barely ran when it was open.
I don't think so. It's just like I read an article today that mentioned eating at Wimpy's at Islands of Adventure, and I said, ha! Ha! When? The one day a year it's open, ha!
I think you have a better shot at eating at the Tomorrowland Noodle Station.
You too! As I read that, I was like, ha! But yeah, I don't think Timekeeper was really going when... I'm pretty sure if it was very minimal. But I'm just saying, if you wanted more of that space, that's how you make more to it. Peter Pan, I don't think there's much you can do there. Again, I don't know what it's like in the show. I know what the show building is for it, obviously, but there's always an idea. But
yeah, and there's always the problem. Leaving the utilidors out of it, you can't go down in Florida. You can go up, but up breaks the magic. It breaks the atmosphere. You can, so they're kind of limited with one floor of one building.
It depends. Some utilidor, depending on where you are, that area is a no-go.
As I said, but also, you still can't go down very far. So, yeah, we've done a lot at the Magic Kingdom. And I think next time maybe we'll focus on a different park. Maybe we got some thoughts of what we can do at Animal Kingdom, what we could do at Hollywood. I think a lot of any ideas we'd have at Hollywood have had a lot of wrenches thrown in them lately with Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge.
Hollywood has a lot of space that can be used, and Hollywood has a lot that you could do it with. There's a simple overlay of they keep threatening one day Aerosmith ain't gonna renew their contract.
I wish they wouldn't have renewed when they took this out.
Yeah, I agree, but that there's an overlay to do with that. Even though
to what, Brian? I've read all the ideas they had of different names for DHS. They were all crap.
The problem with changing the name to Hollywood is there's certain things in there would now have to be changed. And I just like the fact that at the end of Sunset Boulevard, you have a recording studio next to a haunted hotel.
Yeah. Which, again, that is one of the two worst designed spots in Disney.
Oh, Hollywood, unfortunately, is just... You know what the problem with Hollywood? They were ideas that worked for the time, that in longevity were not as great a longevity. But I understand why they thought that way.
Yeah, it dead ends with 2 e-tickets. And a giant ass show.
Not just that. Dead ends with 2 e-tickets, and one of them ain't exactly a reliable, and the other one is the definition of unreliable.
It really does sound like Splash Mountain and Big Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, too soon.
Oh, it ain't gone yet.
Shh.
No one's taken it down yet. You can still go see your bare ass.
Oh. Love it. I just like the smell of chlorine. I just love the odor of the chlorinated water. Or put on the cologne. Anyway, Hollywood. Hollywood. First off, you want to talk space to do something with? I'm sorry. It is time, Indiana Jones. You had your time. I like ya. It's time. There is space to do something with right there, or just put a more relevant showing.
But people love the boulder. They go for the boulder. The boulder effect, everybody knows how it's done.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure Arabella knows how to do the boulder effect by now.
She does. She told me.
Yeah. So, yeah, no. Indiana Jones can go, though. I was an extra the last time I was there.
Of course you were. I've still never been that guy.
That is the one thing I have not done. I've been the spy. I've been same trip to Hollywood Studios. I was the rebel spy on 2 consecutive flights on Star Tours. And I was an extra in Indiana Jones. But can I be that guy? No, I cannot be that guy. I want to be that guy.
Everyone wants to be that guy. That's the problem. Actually, you can now. Statistically, your odds have improved. Because the day Arabella was born, your odds of being that guy just went whoop.
So, you know what the funny thing is? having a kid really does up your odds, because while I didn't have Arabella when I had all these credentials, I had my good friend's son Michael with me. And boom, boom, to the point that we got on Star Tours. We wrote it. We got on again, and I realized, oh my God, we're in the same simulator, same seats. We switched.
Got it again.
And it was still me again. I'm like, ah! I wanted him to be the spy.
It's a nice thought, but unfortunately, random is random. But yeah, I'm a bit at a bit of loss. It's hard to say what do you put in another. I like having shows because I like place for people to sit down. So I do like having shows to break up the walking and waiting. Yeah, you sit down for a ride, other than a certain ride that no one can get on at Hollywood Studios. Are you really, you're in, sitting down for all of, 30 seconds? No, yeah, I shouldn't say that. 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I like the idea of a show that can also pack a crowd like old LMA.
Also, you know what Indiana Jones has that nothing else has in Hollywood Studios?
Shade.
Yes, you hit the nail on the head.
In fact, it's all shade. Literally, it is all shade, and I love that about it. So that's why I don't necessarily think but it's been talked about being axed for so long. It's just one of those, it's still here.
Because it still gets a crowd.
Okay. I think anything you put there would get a crowd, though. If you put another show in there, it would still get a crowd.
But here's the thing. It gets a crowd. You have now spent more money to get the same people. So they'd have to find something that proves they could get more people in, or proves they...
Well, to an extent, once you're in there, what else are you going to do?
True. Very true.
The same way Beauty and the Beast. I don't dislike it. I think it would be nice if they put something a little more modern in there.
So, it's time for Beauty and the Beast to go for no other reason than we have 2 retellings of Beauty and the Beast. And 2 retellings of The Little Mermaid.
Even though one is from Scuttle's perspective, I still believe.
Yes.
That's why there's pieces missing. But The Little Mermaid is another one. It's time.
Bruce, it's been time since the 80s.
I am aware, but
it was born dated.
It really, really is time to think of a way to, I don't know.
There was scuttlebutt that they were going to be...
Oh, there's always scuttlebutt. Like I said, there's been scuttlebutt that all these 3 attractions are gone.
But they're not. And you know what? We'll probably do some more next time we're doing some Armchair Imagineering. But we're getting close to our time limit. Do we have any final thoughts? Anything that grinds our gears?
What are we doing with Primeval World? The world wants to know. Disney, I hope you have an announcement soon, because we know it's going away. That grinds my gears, because if you get rid of it, there's going to be a giant hole in Chester and Hester's. It's literally just going to be, I left Dinosaur to see a bunch of games sitting here with Triceratops spin in the middle.
Bruce, the problem is it's dinosaur themed. They could literally make it a giant hole, and it would fit the theme.
It still would just look weird.
It would. Maybe they'll put a skate park in. And on that incredible bombshell, I'm Dozer, he's Bruce, and we'll catch you next time right here on the Diz Idiots podcast.